Hi class, welcome to Module 4. So in Module 4, we're going to shift our focus from environmental governance to intergovernmental conflict in the context of civil rights and historical memory. So building on our earlier discussions of federalism and preemption and shared authority, we're going to examine how disputes over rights, identity, and public symbols become sources of tension between state and local governments. So we're going to focus on civil right protections and some contested historical symbols because these are policy areas that are frequently exposed, where they frequently expose really deep divisions in authority and values across levels of government. And cities often act in response to community concerns related to safety, to inclusion, and representation. And in contrast, states kind of assert their authority to maintain uniform standards, to preserve particular historical narratives, or to limit local policy making discretion. And these competing approaches create recurring conflict within intergovernmental systems. So, a central theme in this module is how legal authority shapes the outcomes of these disputes. And the courts play a critical role in determining whether local governments can act independently involving areas of civil rights or public symbols. In the cases we're going to examine in this module kind of show how state legislatures use statutory tools to restrict local authority and how courts often reinforce state primacy when legislative intent is clear. So these decisions have practical consequences for public administrators who work at the local level, particularly when local actions reflect strong community support but lack that legal backing. We're also going to highlight the the administrative and governance implications of state intervention. When states limit or override local policies, cities may remain politically accountable to the residents, even while they lose the formal authority to address the community's concerns, right? So these kind of dynamics place local administrators in these really challenging positions, especially when responding to issues tied to equity, public trust, or community identity. And understanding these constraints is essential for evaluating the real world impact of intergovernmental conflict. So, civil rights and historical memory kind of provide a valuable lens for examining just intergovernmental relations because it involves more than just technical regulation. These issues are really closely tied to values, to identity, and individual lived experience. And so, as a result, intergovernmental conflict in these areas is often highly visible, politically charged, and it's resistant to simple resolution often. So, examining these cases kind of helps clarify why intergovernmental conflict is not an anomaly, but a predictable feature of governance in a decentralized state. So, although the module kind of focuses on conflict and constraint, we're also going to consider how governments adapt within these limits. So, even when formal authority is restricted, local governments can pursue alternative strategies such as negotiation, coalition building, advocacy, and collaboration with other jurisdictions. And these responses kind of highlight the importance of administrative strategy, and leadership within constrained intergovernmental environments. So you have two deliverables this week. You're going to have your Module 4 discussion and an annotated bibliography that's going to help you build on the foundation for your course spanning case. So as you work through the module, pay close attention to how authority is defined, contested, and enforced across levels of government in regards to civil rights and historical memory. These dynamics will continue to kind of shape how we explore intergovernmental relations in the remaining modules. And as always, if you have any questions, be sure to reach out via the Canvas inbox. Thanks. Bye.